So gold versus Bitcoin as a king of money. Bitcoin has all the properties which gold has, but it has one more extra magical properties, which is that it can be transported over a communication channel. Gold cannot be transported over a communication channel, but Bitcoin and other digital assets can easily transported over a communication channel. So this is a very unique property which differentiates between gold and Bitcoin, or to say Bitcoin builds up on whatever the properties gold has. So we have moved from in God we trust, which is let's say nature or gold, to in government we trust, which is government fiat. Fiat is also called decree, or maybe to use a word called fatwa. So government fiat is practically a government decree. And then right now we are moving into an algorithm we trust. So if we compare three monetary goods, silver was the first monetary good, which is maybe more than 6,000, 7,000 year old. But right now 80% of the demand comes from the industrial use of silver, and only 20% is the use as a monetary good. For gold, it's other way around. Only 20% is the industrial use, which is for jewelry and also for the semiconductor industry, while the other 80% is mostly for the as a monetary good or as a savings. And then Bitcoin is almost 100% is the monetary value comes from the monetary good. So if someone wants to buy or invest in a king of money, what properties one should look for? So king of money should be decentralized, non-monarch, non-government, non-corporate, borderless, censorship resistant, and immutable form of money which has zero counterparty risk, or whenever the crisis happens, it offers the final layer of settlement. You are not dependent on any government or any corporate to honor those trust. So with gold and with Bitcoin, you are not dependent on any of those trusted third parties. So if we look at the current landscape, we have two candidates. One is Bitcoin, which is around $1 trillion in market cap, and it only has a 10-year of history. While gold is around $10 trillion in terms of market cap and has almost 5,000 years of history. No asset has survived this long. No stock, no government, no neither pound, neither any previous currencies have survived this long. So these are the two differences. As I said, gold cannot be shipped on a communication channel, but Bitcoin can be shipped on a communication channel. So, and we are moving into a digital era. So that is where the differences and uniqueness of Bitcoin comes in. So the way Zero overcome the limitations of Roman numerical system to enable the trade and commerce, the way internet overcome the physical boundaries. So a person in India, a person in Goa or Bihar or Gujarat has a same access to a person in, let's say, Delhi or Mumbai, same goods and services through Amazon and Flipkart. Or say a person in Bangalore and Mumbai has access to same information which a person in Washington or Silicon Valley has, which enables a lot of trade and commerce. Same way, Bitcoin and crypto are democratizing the world trade right now, which is kind of monopolized by 10,000 corporates, and it runs on the dollar rails, which is now being used as a political weapon than as a trade and commerce enabler. So what are the value drivers of Bitcoin and crypto? So if we look at the major value creators for humans, we'll see that human languages, which is let's say Sanskrit, Hindi, Latin, English, and internet, these are the two biggest value creators for humans. If we analyze the characteristics of these two value creators, they are open, they are distributed, they are decentralized. When we say open, it means that anyone in India or Africa can build a website and put it on an internet. When I say decentralized, it means there is no head office or CEO of internet or human languages. anyone can build on those open systems. Other similar open and decentralized systems are Linux and Gold. While Linux, Internet, and human languages are man-made, or to say artificial, Gold is an open and decentralized system which is natural. While one can invest in Gold, there is no investment vehicle to invest in Linux, Internet, or human languages. And there are other, on the other side of the spectrum, there are other value creators, but they have been a lesser value creator than what other open and decentralized system has been. So I think Bitcoin and crypto will be a value creator somewhere between Linux and Internet in terms of creating value for the human society. Fed protocols and thin applications. In Internet, since there was no investment vehicle to invest at a protocol layer, so Internet is built on a protocol called TCP/IP. That's what runs the Internet. But there is no investment vehicle to invest in those protocols. They are also most part of it open and decentralized. So what happened was that most of the value capture happened at application layer. That is Facebook, Amazon, Netflix, and those kind of applications built on the Internet captured most part of the value. But in blockchain, things are happening the other way around. Bitcoin protocol and Ethereum protocol and other similar blockchains are capturing the value, and the application layers are adding value to those protocols. This is not different from what happened with gold. So gold is a protocol, and all this, let's say, dwellers, independent small dwellers across the world, across India, they are the applications and they are adding value to the underlying gold protocol. So that is something similar what is happening with the crypto industry, that the base layers, which are Bitcoin and Ethereum and other big protocols, are capturing the most part of the value, and people across the world are able to build on those protocols. Other advantage of Bitcoin is the governance model. So we have seen that a promoter and a founder-driven organization can be easily captured and can be driven to a ground by one single bad actor. This has also happened with ILFS and Lehman Brothers kind of institutions, where there are institutional boards, but a single person can capture the board and can drive the organization to the ground. Even with the democracies where there are hundreds of parliamentarians or MPs and senators and congressmen, a single bad actor can drive the whole organization to the ground. But with Bitcoin, we have an option, we have a better option, that instead of relying on humans, we can rely on thousands of decentralized microprocessors to run open source Bitcoin algorithm. So instead of relying on central bank bureaucrats overlooked by parliament and politicians, we can run monetary policy through this open source algorithm. So no need of trusting the hierarchy and the structure of bureaucracy and politicians. There is a better alternative. We can run monetary policy through algorithm. And this has been the case even for 5,000 years. Our monetary policy, when under gold standard, was run under nature. It was being run by gold and silver. Nobody can manipulate the composition of gold or silver, and nobody can inflate gold supply or the silver supply. So what happened? So there has been whenever game-changing technologies came into existence, it changed the way money was being used and the way money has been perceived. So for 4,000 plus years, we have been using inconvenient gold and silver coin, which were replaced by a convenient paper currency thanks to invention of printing press and central banks at those times. But those central banks got abused to fund the wars, and government started printing money for their different projects. But in 2009, with the use of cryptography, we have now an option where we can possibly end the monopoly of government on money. So what happens when the monopoly is broken and when the things move from a physical realm to the digital realm? So for a long amount of time, post office were the only ways to send messages, and they were the monopolies. But in last 20 years with the internet and mobile, right now in our mobile we have almost 6 to 7 ways of sending message anywhere across the globe, from SMS to WhatsApp to Telegram to email.